have a little lazy in our lives. All right. Our next presenter is a true problem solver. She has over 20 years of experience in business, helping people and companies work better together through process optimization and technology implementation. Her ability to look at the whole picture and see where improvements can be made has helped many organizations achieve outstanding growth levels. She takes an evidence-based approach to solving problems by identifying the underlying data issues and solving them in simple, easily applied ways. Her practical approach delivers results with 5 to 10 times or more return on investment for her clients. Welcome to the stage, Christina Cohn, right?
It's Coin, Laurie.
Coin. Christina, oh, I should have been like, put a little like coin sign next to you, Christina.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coin. Welcome, Christina.
Thanks, Laurie, and thanks, Tammy. Yes, so it's in some ways quite appropriate that my name is Coin because I'm all about improving businesses' profitability. And there are multiple ways that we can do that. But, you know, you're here because you want to change something in your life, in your business, your health, your relationships, your finances. And whenever you want to change something, it always sounds so easy, doesn't it? Just, you know, change this one thing and everything will be fine. Like this business I know, they wanted to get more customers. I mean, who doesn't? It's, you know, fundamental thing that businesses want. But the problem was they got more customers because then they got overwork, delays. They started cutting corners, which led to frustrated customers and their staff leaving because they hadn't properly planned for the flow-on effects of getting more customers. Because every time you change one thing, it changes other things. Now, the businesses who work with me, they easily increase their staff, keep their customers happy, and are on top of everything. Oh, and they make more money. So which would you rather be? The way we do this, it all comes down to three things. It comes down to your staff's performance, which translates into productivity, which then drives your profitability. So people's performance affects productivity and subsequently your profitability. So that business who got too many customers, their performance went downhill because they were so busy, they couldn't even scratch themselves. So their productivity went down because things got missed. And then it took more time to fix those things. So more things got missed. And you know how it goes. And their profitability, well, it didn't go up in the way that they wanted it to. As Michael Gerber says in the E-Myth Revisited, small businesses in the United States simply do not work. The people who own them do. Small businesses in the United States, and in fact, the world over, simply do not work. The people who own them do. Now, I was sitting in the Life Boost room yesterday and heard from Dr. Jackie that the divorce rate for entrepreneurs is 10% higher than for the general population. 10% higher for business owners than the general population. And why is that? My theory is it's because they're so busy trying to hold everything together in their business that their relationships suffer. So take Susan. She's a reasonably competent businesswoman with a reasonably profitable business. She employs a couple of people. Oh my goodness, was she tired? And in fact, we just heard from Christy. She was so tired that she would sleep under her desk in the office. It's like, you've got so much on in your plate when you're a business owner. So Susan, she felt like the only time she had for herself was the time when she was having a shower and brushing her teeth. Every other minute of the day felt like it was owned by someone else. She had the kids to get ready in the morning, chasing up things her partner had left undone, then starting her business day. phone call after phone call from customers and potential customers and suppliers wanting information, checking up on things. Because Susan was a really caring person, very high standards of customer service, she'd answer them. Even while she's trying to deal with issues from her staff, she's still interrupted by all these phone calls. By the time her workday ends, she is completely exhausted. Then she needs to go back to dealing with the kids and the partner and up again next morning to do it all over again. Yeah, sound familiar? Yeah. It's because most business owners treat their business like a solo activity. Even if they have employees, they're the ones running it. So they have to be involved in absolutely everything that's going on. The biggest problem that most business owners have is that it's all in their head. No, I don't mean you're making it up. It's absolutely real. But everything about how to run the business is in their head, which means that they have to be the one answering the phone calls. They have to be the one solving their team members' issues. It's the surest path to overwork, damaged relationships, health issues. So really successful businesses, they run like a sports team, not a solo race, not a sprint or a marathon. It's not even like a relay race where you're passing the baton to the next person in the chain, because businesses have lots and lots of relays all happening at the same time. It's not just one, and it's not always sequential. Things happen in different orders depending on what's going on. So think about it much more like a team sport. And then think of the messiest, most chaotic team sport that you can, like not synchronized swimming. But think of rugby or football. And I know there's lots of different variants of football, but whatever one is your favorite. Then imagine it being played in the rain, where the field turns to mud. You've got players slipping and sliding everywhere. It's hard to see the ball, let alone get it in the goal. That's what business is like. And that's certainly what it's been like over the last year and a half with all of the changes that we've had through COVID. People trying to work together to get the job done, but they're all doing different things because they all have different roles, but they're doing it at the same time. And, you know, it can get really chaotic. But even in those really muddy, wet, chaotic conditions, some sports teams manage to do much better than others. And if they can perform well in those conditions, they're just going to romp at home when the sun is shining and conditions are good. What is it that they do? Well, there are 3 things that I'm going to tell you about today that the really successful teams do. And when you translate those things into your business, they can give you the edge. So the first thing that they do is they have a playbook. So it's the different paths, the patterns that they do when they're playing sport. You know, there's a certain sequence of where they pass the ball, who to, depending on what they want to do on the field. Generally, it's written down, but not in, you know, do this and then do this and then do this, you know, because writing everything down is important, but it's got to be in a way that people can actually interpret and use it. So often when the teams are looking at the plays that they're going to do, it's all drawn out. And you can actually see them walking through. It passes from this person to this person. This person comes up here, deals with it like this. It's a playbook of showing people exactly how they're going to do things. So do you remember the movie A League of Their Own? It's baseball, women's baseball during the Second World War. So Gina Davis and Tom Hanks at one stage are trying to tell the pitcher how they want the pitcher to pitch to this person. And so they're, you know, doing all of these, you know, signs that mean something to their team. They don't mean things to the opposition team. So your playbook is unique to your business. You may do similar things to other businesses, but the way that you do them is unique. And all the players on the team know what those signals mean, what that playbook is. They practice those things, they drill them, they use them every day. So in the same way, you and your team should be doing the same things in the same way every day or whenever you need to do them until they operate seamlessly every time. If you're constantly making things up as you go along, it's really difficult for your business and your team to grow and become more profitable. So, second thing that they do is they define the positions. So these are the players. Every member of the team knows exactly what their role is. But even more importantly, they know what everybody else's role in the team is. They're not doing the other person's role, but they know what it is and they know how their role interacts with it. Many business owners, when I go in and look at their businesses and I ask what it is that they do, because work flows from one person in the business to the other. When I ask them what they do, they can tell me what their job is. They can't tell me how it relates to everybody else's job. That's where the gaps happen. That's where you drop the ball when you're passing the work between the players. So all of the positions in a sporting team know what everyone else does and how they interact. When your business operates like that, you find that people work much better together. You don't have those gaps. You don't miss that ball when it's raining and the ball is slippery. It still gets passed along. The work gets passed along and happens really well. Now, the other benefit that gives you in your business is that other team members can potentially fill in a little bit when someone is away. You know, they're not going to be able to do the job to the level that the individual whose job it is does it. But often they can do enough to get you through when you have unexpected team absences. And that's really important, because if your business shuts down because someone's away, that's not good for you. It's not so good for your customers. So how does your business survive if one of your team is not at work for a week or two? The third thing that successful teams do is they measure their performance. After every game that they play, even after every training session, they will look at what they've done. What were the results of that? They will analyze it. How could they improve it? Did they do exactly what they were planning to do with their playbook? If they didn't, why not? Do they need to adjust the playbook? Are the plays not working properly for them? Or do they need to do some training for their team members? You know, is the team member not doing it properly because there's some issues there that we can resolve with some training? Measuring performance is critical to being able to improve performance. So I started by talking about performance, productivity, and profitability. Well, your playbook and your players impact your business's performance, which then impacts your productivity and your profitability. And those 3 Ps of performance, profitability, or performance, productivity, and profitability should be important to you. Because if you're not in business to make a profit, why are you in business? And understanding those 3 Ps and how they work together are even more important these days, because you may be needing to get more done with less people or new people, or even get the same amount done, but you have less resources available to you. And, you know, look, you've got a business, and I have no doubt that you're going to stay in business because you are strong-willed, you will persevere. My question for you is, how hard are you willing to work in this post-COVID world for the same amount or even less amount of gross revenue than you have in the past? How hard are your employees willing to work these days post-COVID for the same amount of compensation for them. You know, we keep hearing about this, the idea of this great resignation, that, you know, people are likely to, after the year and a half we've had, make significant changes in their lives, which is likely to mean them changing jobs. How is your business going to cope with all of that? As a female entrepreneur, you had challenges before COVID. So, like Susan, heaven knows the challenges that you have now post-COVID, because it's just compounding the challenges that you were already facing, that you and your employees live through on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis. So it's for this reason and this reason alone that I've focused on female small business owners to help them rise up and address those pre-COVID challenges by applying my proven and proprietary processes. Plus, we address the post-COVID challenges too, so that you can actually end up in better shape than you were before. So your businesses, your employees are more productive, leading to greater profit for you. And when you and your business make more money, when your business is more profitable, you can donate more money to causes that you believe in. Now, maybe for you, it's giving back to local schools or local women, or educating local women that want to be entrepreneurs, or whatever the causes are that touch your heart. For me, it's giving a percentage of sales to heal women with obstetric fistula. So it's a childbirth injury where the baby gets stuck, and the impact that it has on the woman is just horrendous. I won't go into it because it makes me really upset. But yeah, so I donate profits from my business to help women like this, and, you know, other women's causes as well. And that's one of the missions that I'm on, to make life better, not only for the business owners and the staff and their staff who I work with, but to make life better for others in the wider community. So I challenge you to think, is it actually a disservice to your local communities or a cause that you believe in if you didn't invest the effort to look at how you could improve things about your business, make it a little bit more profitable, so that that extra money could be used for the greater good, for social impact projects? So if you or someone you know wants to improve their business profitability so they can donate more to a worthy cause, I'd be really honoured to have a friendly conversation with them to explore where they're at, what challenges they're facing, and how I can tap into my decades of documented results to make sure that they can easily make that extra money that they want to donate to causes that they care about without working their butts off. So that was mostly what I wanted to talk to you about today. And yeah, I hope you've learned something that you can take away and put into practice. You know, the 3 things that team sports do that propel your business to success. Have a playbook documented that everyone refers to and uses. Make sure that your players understand their positions and how they interact with others, and measure people's performance, your business performance.
Thank you so much, Christina. You know, one of my first business coaches said to me, you can't measure success if you're not measuring. Exactly what you were saying. You have to measure. You have to know what has been, so that you know what you need to do to make it to where you want to be. Yeah, so I love that. And so Christina's Gift is now in the window. What is your gift again, and what is your VIP gift?
Sure. So my free gift that everyone gets, it's a quick online assessment of the state of where your business currently is, and then some suggestions for steps you can take to make your business better able to scale. So scale is where you increase the money coming in without increasing your operating costs, so that you can make more money, more profit with less effort. And I don't know about you, but I'm all about less effort. You know, I'm definitely wanting to, get a greater return on what I'm doing while in fact working less. So that's what the free gift is. And the
the VIP gift, I was going to say
the VIP gift is when businesses are wanting to scale, one of the things that they do is to put in place software to automate certain things. And Laurie, you just took us through the 17 hats. Looks like a really great piece of software. But you also sound like someone who really understands the software and the stuff behind it and how to use it. Now, many business owners don't know that. And what happens is that up to 70% of software projects fail. They don't deliver the outcome that the business wants them to. And they can cost you a lot of money along the way finding that out. Now, you don't want that to happen to you. So my VIP gift is a short document that gives you 5 steps that will make sure your software project is a success. And for any type of software, whether email marketing, task management, even accounting software, or 17 hats, which seems to put all of that together. Because what's the first thing people do when they think about getting software? Well, they go looking at the software. And that's actually the last thing that you need to do. That's step number 5 out of the 5 steps. And when people start at step 5, that's actually why so many software projects fail and they don't deliver the outcomes. So to get the 4 steps before that, that's what's in the VIP gift. And so if you don't have VIP, make sure you sign up for that now so you can get those 5 steps.
Oh, yeah. I think that that's brilliant. I did a lot of things before I got 17 hats. And I will say one of the steps was hiring someone to teach.
That's it.
I don't think that I'm supposed to be a pro by doing that on my own. That's not what makes me the most money. So that's not what I want to spend my time doing.
Yes, that is absolutely correct, because you are the absolute expert in your subject matter. Now, unless your subject matter is IT and processes, which mine is, when you look at all these software products, a lot of the people, they come to me and they go, oh my goodness, Christina, I need to do something here, but I'm looking at this website and I'm looking at, I don't understand what they're even telling me. I cannot make a decision on which piece of software is going to do what I need it to do. So yeah, that's where someone like me comes in.
Yes. And, so I think that is brilliant for business owners. I talk a lot about the shiny penny and how, there's so many software and so many like individual tactics that business owners use as opposed to using a cohesive strategy. And Tammy talks about knowing what you're supposed to do and knowing when you're supposed to do it. And we've had so many speakers on here talking about, watching your money and, doing the right things so that you can maximize your profit. And I think that it's crucial that if you do not know what you're doing in your business, and if you don't know what software you're supposed to be working with, that you speak to someone like you. I had specific requirements for what I needed my software to do. And if I wasn't aware of that myself, I would need do you take people through let's look at what you need? Yes, absolutely. So necessary, because it will stop you from wasting a lot of your time. It will stop you from wasting a lot of your money, searching for this magical technology that might not be the right one for you.
Yes. Absolutely. So yeah, the things that I do is I actually look at your playbook, because your software has to fit into your playbook. We also look at your players. what are the skills of your staff? Because if your staff don't have a driver's license, then if you're looking at a Mac truck as the software, your players, your people are not going to be able to use it. So we look at something that is appropriate for your people that meets your playbook.
Yes, absolutely. So, I mean, I would assume that if you're talking to someone who just is like hands off technology, I need it to be like really, really simple, what you would recommend for them would be completely different than what you're recommending to someone who's just like tech savvy. It's like, oh, you showed me one time, I got this. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
absolutely love that. So go ahead. Christina's link is in the chat. Go ahead and get her free gift. She also has a VIP gift. If you have not yet upgraded to the VIP package, let me tell you, there is so much stuff in there. It is only $47 and it has over $5,000 in gifts. It has both of the Business Boost and the Life Boost books. It has there's just so much content in there. So go ahead and upgrade to that VIP bundle. Any of the videos that you may have missed is going to be included. If you were in the business room, all of the Life Boosts presenters and speakers are going to be in there. So go ahead and upgrade now. Thank you, Christina. So what
Thanks,
we
Laurie.
have, yes, thank you. What we have coming